Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's Captain Chandler with your police department at the Community Connection live broadcast, where your police department comes to you live once a week to talk about everything that has occurred the past 7 days, which includes our weekly stats, any major incident that we had that we want to update you about, but also all the good stuff that happened too. So we're glad that you've all joined us this afternoon. I see a couple folks. There's about over 50 of you watching live, but we have Kitty Pearson joining us, Danny giving a good afternoon, just thanking us for what we do, and Sharon Benson as well, and also Georgina, who's always there as a fan to chime in for our live community update. So I really want to get to Rich first because he has been busy at the Wilson County Fair. We've missed Rich here around headquarters because he has been at the Wilson County Fair. He volunteers out there in their um, management with the fair, and he's always out running around. So let's bring Rich in. Hopefully, we have good audio. Rich, what's going on, man?
Hey, Kev, how are you doing today?
Hey, pretty good. You have great audio today. You got the sun shining on your face. I hope you're not too hot, but tell us how the fair's going. Where are you at right now?
Oh, it's going good. I'm over here in front of the livestock barns, between the livestock barns and the Midway. Got a real pretty day today.
Very cool. You think the rain's going to miss you or what?
We're being hopeful. If it doesn't do a little pop-up storm like it did yesterday, it should be a gorgeous day today.
All right. I hope so. I hope y'all have been dodging the rain as best as you can. It seems that folks can make it out to the fair where there's no rain. They're having a wonderful time, and finding a lot of good food. And I've heard you found some new food this year.
Yeah, I have found something called bacon rinds. It's pretty spectacular. It's basically like air-fried pork rinds, only it's made out of bacon. It's pretty awesome.
All right. What does that kind of taste like?
Oh, it's like bacon couldn't get any better. It's pretty awesome stuff.
So some good bacon, kind of a mix between a pork rind and bacon, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And then I also discovered I think I mentioned it the other day, the fried peanut butter and jelly sandwiches that are out of this world.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty outstanding.
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from the fried peanut and butter jelly, but I want to try some of those bacon things. You need to bring some back for us to try out here.
Yeah, I'll bring it back to share.
All right, good deal. Well, I hope you're having a safe time. If you need anything out there, Rich, please let us know. It's always good to see you, and you'll be back at work Monday, right?
I'll be back Monday morning.
Be back Monday morning. Okay, awesome. Well, we'll see you then. Have a good time, and I'm sure you'll have a busy weekend ahead of you. All right, cool. It's always good to chime in with Rich, and we miss him around here when he's gone for this extended period of time, but he does it every year. He just loves to work the fair. But also with our weekly update, let's get into it. August 12th through August the 18th. Our incident numbers here: 820 police calls for service, 56 fire department calls for service with 20 crime reports, 64 arrest charges, 270 traffic stops, 126 citations issued, 31 non-injury crashes, and 8 injury crashes. We've had some very serious injury crashes lately, and they've all been single vehicle injury crashes. Earlier this week, on Tuesday, August 17th, there was a fatal crash on Old Lebanon Dirt Road near the Chandler Point subdivision where an adult male lost his life there. But out of that, what I saw when I arrived on scene, there were tons of community members who responded themselves. They saw the crash happen. They ran from their home. They stopped their car, got out of their car to do whatever they could to help this man by pulling him out of the burning vehicle, by then giving CPR for an extended amount of time until first responders arrived on scene. So just really thankful and grateful to live in a community and serve a community where we have community members who look after each other. That's one thing about Mount Juliet, is we are always looking after each other and we take up for each other. And that's what we truly like to see. It's a lot better than seeing all the negativity we may be seeing on Hip Mount Juliet or whatever blog that's out there, because that's a small fragment of the picture in Mount Juliet. There's a bigger picture that doesn't always make it on social media, where community members are truly just loving on one another and helping one another. And while their efforts and our prayers and our hope did not lead to the outcome we all wanted, it's just amazing to see what our community did to go to aid for that person who needed aid at that time. Crime reports: there were 8 family disturbances, 5 property damage reports, 4 theft reports, 1 burglary to a vehicle, an harassment and simple assault report. And you can see all the different arrest charges. You always see the driving on suspended and revoked at the top there, because that is generated off proactive police work along with arrest warrants. And we have some shoplifting incidents this week and some drugs located, 3 DUIs, domestic assault, and some resisting arrest. And then you can see down below there, theft of a motor vehicle. That's a charge related to us recovering a stolen vehicle. And again, use of a stolen plate, a charge related to us recovering a stolen plate generated from the Guardian Shield system. In our neighborhood and school zone traffic enforcement efforts, Jackson Hills was hit very heavy, along with Goldenberg Gateway. And all the schools in the area, there were 12 stops. Out of that, 4 citations and 2 arrests. And Guardian Shield, we increased these numbers by 2. It's now at 80 stolen cars recovered, 40 stolen plates, 3 stolen trailers, 1 missing juvenile, and 23 wanted people with Guardian Shield since the inception in April of 2020. This morning, Coffee with a Cop was held at the Juice Bar, a unique spot for Coffee with a Cop, because typically they don't have coffee, but they gave out some juices and also had coffee on hand for anyone who wanted the coffee. But it was a good time by everyone who showed up. I couldn't make it, unfortunately, but a lot of our staff members made it out that way. And just had a good time, along with Commissioner Hefner over District 3. You can see him pictured in the top left there, and then Corporal Kimbrough in the top right. They actually had him in the back, and he was successful too at making a juice for a customer. And again, you see the staff there with pictures with Chief and Sergeant Christensen, Corporal Kimbrough, and Fire Chief Jamie Luffman made it out, and he's there with Officer Davis. So a great time by all. We do Coffee with a Cop the 3rd Friday of every month in the morning. We rotate it around the city from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Every now and again, we will do an evening Coffee with a Cop. But typically, you'll find a Coffee with a Cop the 3rd Friday of every month in the morning. So if you can, come to one and meet your police officers. It's always a great time. More good news here. Mount Juliet Middle School arrival and dismissal traffic plan was adjusted. Ourselves, along with Wilson County Schools and principals, met yesterday at our headquarters to discuss the traffic plan on the issue that we have noticed since the first of school, where a lot of parents arrive early at arrival and dismissal, and they wait until the doors open up at the school to then let their student out at the school. And what that does, it cues traffic back onto Mount Juliet Road, along with Charlie Daniels Parkway and Woodridge Place. And that creates a backup because it blocks lanes on Mount Juliet Road. And we have been looking for a solution to eliminate that. We hope we found one. A new traffic plan goes into effect on Monday, and you can see that traffic plan here displayed on the screen. And basically, if you're a car rider, you will enter at Woodridge Place, and then there will be an entrance near Elsie Patton Elementary. You will enter that entrance and then flow all the way to the back of the school, form 2 lines, and then exit out onto Charlie Daniels Parkway after the student is dropped off. The school buses for Mount Juliet Middle and West Wilson Middle, who are both going to Mount Juliet Middle School due to the tornado damage, they will enter off of Woodridge Place. And you can see on the map where they go. Blue is for the West Wilson Middle School buses, and yellow is for the Mount Juliet Middle School buses. The red squares you see are the safety zones for drop-off and pickup, or unloading and loading the school bus there. But we hope this will definitely take the queue off of the main roads and place the queue onto school property so traffic can continue to flow. When we looked at the numbers, about 60 to 70 cars were able to queue on school property with the previous plan, and this new plan will allow for up to 180 cars to queue on school property. And we hope this will take the traffic, again, the backup off of the main roadways so main roads can flow continuously without any type of impeding of traffic from cars that are parked to wait to get to the school. This goes into effect Monday, August 23rd. We will be out as a police department heavy those next couple of mornings and afternoons just to help with things with the adjustment. And then we hope once adjustments are made and everyone gets used to the new plan, we'll pull out a little bit and really just focus on school zone enforcement, looking for unsafe driving behavior. So that is the new arrival and dismissal plan for Mount Juliet Middle School. Wilson County Schools has sent this out to all the parents it affects, so please check your email for an updated plan like this with more details that they have sent to everyone. So check for that. Again, fingers crossed. Let's hope this helps with traffic that's out there. If you have not already, sign up for MJ Alert. Is our alert system. You know, we had Nixle, that was text-based. We went to an app-based program. That did not work out well. So now we are on MJ Alert, which is, again, back to text message. If you want to sign up, it's pretty simple. You can just text MJ to the phone number 67283. Super helpful for us to get the message out about anything that is occurring in our community. And we alert you on a lot of things, such as crashes that are out there, police incidents that may be happening. And if you want construction blast notifications, text blast to the phone number 67283 to get those notifications before the construction crews blast up some rock that we have in the community. But you can get a text, you can get a phone call, you can download the Smart 911 app if you want the app-based alerts. This is a very versatile alert program that you can register for. But most folks, from what we see, like to get the text messages. And the best way, again, just text MJ to 67283 to sign up for that. Continue to give a shout out to Knox Hastings, who is battling leukemia. He is the son of one of our Mount Juliet firefighters, Jordan Hastings, and they're doing different fundraisers throughout the next couple of months to assist with the funds on this battle of cancer. The next one coming up is Saturday, August 28th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. It is a pancake breakfast at Charlie Daniels Park, and tickets are $10 at the door. Rehab 23 and the Mount Juliet Fire Department are coordinating this to ensure it all goes well. But it's a fundraiser for Knox Hastings, who is battling leukemia, and we wish him the best. Our prayers continue to be with him, and we're hopeful that he'll get through this. But it is a road that you have to travel down that he is going through. And it's an expensive road. So that's why these fundraisers are ongoing for him. That's all I have. We'll take any questions that you have. Type your questions in the comments. But also, we want to give away a gift card to $10 to Burger Republic. So we're going to pull up our giveaway screen here. And then we can do the raffle for it. All right. So if you want to be eligible for the gift card to Burger Republic, just type in hashtag MJPD Live, no spaces before or after or in between. And if you live in Wilson County or a county connected to Wilson County, you are eligible for the gift card. So type in hashtag MJPD Live. But also, folks, if you have a question about anything, type that in the comments too, and we will get to those questions. So Patrick chiming in, he says he missed coffee with a cop this morning, but hopes to attend in the future. And they're new here and love seeing our police officers keeping us safe and doing their jobs. It says it's not that way where he came from, and he wants to thank us from his heart. So Patrick and Greta, thank you all so much for those kind words. We hope we can continue to meet those expectations to serve you as best as we can as a community. And welcome to Mount Juliet. Sharon chiming in about the new traffic plan. She hopes it will be great, and school traffic has been brutal. So, yeah, Sharon, typically the first a few days of school, there's some traffic issues that have to be worked out. There's different dynamics this year at that school and other schools that have led to more car riders, and we're hopeful the new plan will definitely help keep traffic moving in the area so we don't have that gridlock that we've been having. Question from Georgia: is there anything that can be done about a neighbor discharging several shots from a firearm every day within the city limits? She thinks he's trying to scare deer away from his field, but she's concerned that someone may get injured. So Georgia, it's against city ordinance to fire a projectile such as shooting a firearm within the city limits for just random events such as this. So if this person truly lives within the city limits, then yes, we can be called and go out there and speak with him and hope for compliance to quit shooting. But sometimes a lot of our city limit property backs up to property that is not in the city limits. And if that is the case, if that particular property is not in the city limits, then shooting a firearm is legal because there is no ordinance in the county that states you can't shoot a projectile or a firearm within those limits, in the county limits. Obviously, all shooting wherever you are has to be done in a safe manner. So if it's something that's unsafe, law enforcement can get involved too. But if you believe this person is firing a gun within the city limits, please give us a call. We'll send an officer out there to check it out and to see if anything can be done to make it safer for us. Janice has a question here. What are they doing in the roadway on Novel Road where the new apartments are going and just before Windtree subdivision? So Janice, I don't know all the details. I do know part of the approval with the apartments, they had to do a lot of different upgrades to Novel Road. So some upgrades are coming. That again, along as with the other developments in the area, our city leadership is really good about ensuring that if developments are coming in, they put that burden of improvement on the development to improve roadways in the area, so the impact is not directly on the city or our community members to get those roadway improvements done. So my guess is you are seeing roadway improvements related to the development in the area. All right, I think we got plenty of folks chiming in on the MJPD Live, and then we will get back to the questions. So let's draw here and see who our winner is for the gift card to Burger Republic. Who is it going to be? All right, Keith Capley. Keith, we've seen you on here quite a bit, so I'm glad you're a winner for the gift card. If you would, just email me your address, and I will be glad to get this to you. We will either mail it to you or someone will put it in your mailbox at the house. So I'm just going to type in my email address and just shoot me an email, and we'll get the gift card to you. All right. Thank you all for putting in. It's always fun to give stuff away for everyone. So good deal. Let's get back to questions. If you have a question, just type that in the comments, and I'll be glad to get to it. I saw one here from Keith Capley. Says, are the buses going to be turning left out of the front of Mount Juliet Middle School? The current setup is for right turn only. And no, Keith, those buses, which are the Mount Juliet Middle School buses, will come out of the front of the school and do a right turn only to go north on Mount Juliet Road. Then the West Wilson Middle School buses, which was that blue line, they will come out of the school and then take a left on to Woodridge Place and then go eastbound on Woodridge to get out of the area and to take students home. So no, those students, like you mentioned, they will not be, those buses aren't going to go out the wrong way. They're truly going to turn right and go north on Mount Juliet Road. All right, good deal. Questions from John about the details on the fatal crash on Old Lebanon Dirt Road. So John, I can't release those details because the Tennessee Highway Patrol came out and investigated that crash. So the Tennessee Highway Patrol would need to release that. I haven't seen anything released on that, on what their investigation showed. But anytime we have a crash in our community that is a near fatal or fatal, we call the Tennessee Highway Patrol to come out and investigate that, because they have a lot more resources. They have a lot more tools to investigate these fatal crashes to try to get the total picture of how it occurred. So that's why we use their expertise in that. But I don't have the details, I'm sorry, on anything more on that fatal crash. All right. If you have questions, folks, type in the comments. Be glad to get to it. Be weather aware into the evening and tomorrow. There is a flash flood potential developing. We're kind of borderline on that line, but there is expected excessive rainfall overnight into the early morning hours into Saturday. So be mindful of that. A good thing is to ensure that you have a NOAA weather radio at your home to get those weather warnings. But also sign up for MJ Alert. Sign up for those text messages, because when we start to have impacts in our community, we will send you a text message out to let you know that there's impacts. And so you can take measures to keep yourself safe, to keep your friends safe, to keep your family safe whenever we do have anything that's happening in our community. That if we could put information out, if it benefits a citizen, we're going to put that information out on it. So MJ Alert is a great way to get a text message to your phone to simply know what's happening in the community. Sharon says, thank you for that weather update. And Sharon, I didn't know either, but I saw the update come through our channels from the Weather Service. They keep us very informed about things. And, we have to be mindful of the weather. Patrick is saying the text message service is amazing. And thank you. So Patrick, we're glad you like it. I don't know if the community where you moved from had it, but we're always looking for ways to keep our communities informed, and text message is a pretty easy way to get that message out when we need to. All right, folks. Well, I don't see any other comments coming in. I want to thank you all for joining the live update this afternoon. Again, we try to come to you live once a week with this Community Connection live update to talk about all the stuff that occurred the past 7 days, any major incidents that happen, and talk about some upcoming events. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. If there is anything that you need, you know who to call. Just call us. We have wonderful police officers who will be out there to help you in a heartbeat. And they're out there patrolling right now, looking for ways to help. Speaking of ways to help, I got an email yesterday from a family. It was a 19 and 18-year-old family who had a 1-year-old baby who was involved in a crash on Interstate 40. Their car was inoperable after the crash. They only had $40 in their pocket. The tow bill was $80, and they didn't have a place to stay because they were traveling through Tennessee. And our officer just took out $40 out of his wallet and paid for the remainder of that tow bill. And then he took them to a hotel and spent about $110 on a hotel room at that hotel, just to simply bless them and ensure they were taken care of. We certainly don't expect that to our officers, to pull money out of their own pocket to do that, because it does get expensive. But he did it. And we do ensure the officer gets reimbursed. We have a nonprofit program associated with the police department that is able to reimburse the officer for those types of things, whether it's buying a hotel room for a person experiencing homelessness, or paying for a hotel room of someone who just got involved in a crash to ensure they have a safe place to stay for the night. Their officers care. They're here to serve. They're here to do whatever they can to help someone in need. And that was just displayed earlier this week on the 18th. We had all that rain and the crashes on 40. And of course, that person kindly emailed us about their experience with our officer, which was great. So very, 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 very awesome stuff. And really, really appreciate all the good work about that stuff. So I got a question here too about the MJ alerts, on why it comes from different numbers. So Aaron, we had the same question with our company, Rave Mobile, who provides these alerts, and it's basically getting the message out quickly. So they send it to across a different alerts to throttle it. And so the more messages can go out just quicker that way. So when we send out a message to the portal, it hits a different message pass, and then that's what sends it to the different numbers that hit your phone. Some folks I know have just created a contact and added those different numbers as a phone number under their contact in their phone. So then as you see it on your phone, it looks like it just comes from one contact in your phone. So that's a tip maybe, so you can streamline how the messages look as it comes to you. Just create a contact card for the different MJ alert numbers, and it'll keep that organized under that one name. All right, folks, I don't think there's any other questions that I'm missing. All right. Have a wonderful weekend. If you need anything, give us a call. Like always, it's an honor and privilege to serve our wonderful community. And then again, we're here for you. Take care, everyone.